Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saturn Slam Review, regular weekly show.
Edition.
Got
Normal, nothing going on.
normal, no exciting news. There aren't isn't any real exciting news. I guess the first live SmackDown of the new year did worse ratings than the tape show from the week prior. So that's
Ah,
disappointing. Probably had a little something to do with DJT peddling his wares like a Khajiit.
you have Khajiit has wares if you have government. Boy. Yeah, so we'll just talk about this week. Um Now, before we get this out of the way, I probably should have asked this before we went live, but I'll ask anyways. Are we going to watch NXT UK Takeover this weekend?
uh, yeah, sure, fuck it, why not? I've not watched.
Yay! It's on Saturday, so I don't think we'll be able to. It's right when we stream.
I won't watch it live, but I'll have watched it for the Tuesday show.
Yeah, that's NXT UK in a nutshell. I don't want to watch it live, but
Yeah, I've
yeah, sure.
watched zero of the television, so I know who most of these guys are from like Defiant Wrestling and thing like
Hmm.
that. So I know who Joe Coffey is. I know that him and Pete Dunne is an interesting match. Probably not going to be great, but it'll be decent. Rhea Ripley and Tony Storm should be good.
Yes. Uh, all I want to watch this for is the in the mod we trust guy with the crazy '60s outfit who has three names. I forget them all. Let me
What a
see if I can find his name.
galvanizing act.
He is Flash Morgan Webster. There you go.
Flash Morgan Webster. Yeah, I've heard of him, yes. Um, yeah, so it should be an alright show. Mustache Mountains Wrestling. They're always entertaining. Uh, yeah, it'll be fine. We
Cool.
gotta watch it.
It'll
It's
be
the first one.
yeah.
Give it a chance
It's
before we decide to never watch them again.
don't say first in conjunction with anything WWE related. That's just summoning Stephanie McMahon.
She's gonna be on the show.
I came out here all the way to end because we're making history.
We're making herstory for the
Making
second
UK
time ever. Rhea Ripley wrestles Tony Storm for the
It's the
NXT
first second
UK.
time.
For the first time ever, the second match between these two incredible, inspirational women.
And then she'll just in the middle of it, she'll crack some weird, like overplayed joke about the American Revolution. Like that's novel. Like, no. You already got it. The joke was done in 2004.
And
None of
she'll
that shit.
smirk
All
and
right.
yeah. Let's talk about things that aren't rage
Yes.
inducing. Johnny Gargano opened the show. Promo about how he's going to take the North American Championship from Ricochet in a match that I had forgot was happening.
I know it just slipped by, but I like this promo. You got to measure it in championships, and that's how I feel. Just give him. Just doesn't matter. Just get the belt on.
He needs something, yeah. I think North American title would be good for him. I honestly don't know if he's a babyface or a heel. It's very confusing.
Yeah. Just
Ricochet, definitely a babyface.
yes.
Tommaso Ciampa, definitely a heel. He don't like either of them very much.
You know, if we're gonna play the dumb card, and we're gonna play the dumb predictions here. We'll say Johnny doesn't win the Ricochet here. He rematches and wins the next one. he has a title reign where he's like, I'm a heel. And then he and Ciampa do a champion versus champion match.
That's possible, but the only issue I have with that is it's not really an issue. I think it's a fine idea, but it goes against what I think is going to happen, where somehow we wind up with the triple threat Gargano, Black, and Ciampa at Takeover New York, and Gargano turns babyface and wins the title finally. I feel like that's the payoff to the story. That makes the most sense to me.
Triple H running that Xanatos booking.
I think he's going to lose to Ricochet because Ricochet's not coming up anytime soon, and I feel like he's going to get involved in the main event. And then that's going to be the impetus to him being in the Takeover New York match, where he will appear to be aligned with Tommaso Ciampa and then betray him, turning babyface and making the crowd happy with his finally closing the book on this year plus odyssey of Johnny Gargano toward the NXT title.
Yes, that would be great. And bonus points if he teams up and when he like, I don't know, kicks Tommaso in the face, he'll be like, I just have to do it myself.
Oh.
Boom. Theme music hits, credits roll.
Yeah, so they went back and forth. Ricochet, not a strong promo. That is not his game. His verbiage and his voice. I mean, there's nothing he can do about his voice. That's just an unfortunate fact of who he is as a person. But he can at least speak a little more, I don't know, like
a little more
forcefully.
Yeah, a little more intensity. It's a little, I guess it's if you wanted to really give it some, you could call it meek.
Yeah,
that'd be a little much. I think, I don't know if you would do well with like a manager type of person to help cut his promos, like a buddy. If he's a superhero, maybe like a sidekick.
Yeah, I could see him being in like a tag team, but also still being a single and having his tag team partner cut most of the promos. Someone
a la
like
Danny Burch.
Yeah. Someone who would be a good fit. Let's say maybe like a Mustafa Ali kind of guy.
Another day.
Or if you want to turn him heel, a Drew Gulak.
Ooh. The goo. Goo.
The Google.
And then so after they banter, the traditional NXT parade of entrances happens.
It's our most treasured,
time-honored tradition.
Yes.
So they all interrupt each other, and they all start promos at each other. No Regal as the master of ceremonies here.
No, there's no Daddy Regal coming out to save the day here. What we did have, however, was Aleister Black demonstrating his Undertaker powers. First, let's recap what happened here. Tommaso Ciampa sauntered out, started saying something. Gargano told him to shut the hell up. Aleister Black appeared on the Titantron and said some stuff, and then used his Undertaker powers to teleport into Full Sail and do battle with Tommaso Ciampa, and in the ensuing chaos,
yes.
Johnny Gargano uncorked a super kick into Ricochet's jaw, leveling him, and that was the end of the segment.
He Slav squats over Ricochet's laid out Christ-like body, making the image for every article this week about this show. Little picture, and then we move on to the first match.
And quite frankly, the best match on the show. Bianca Belair versus Nikki Cross 3. This time it's settled. This was the best match of the 3 that they've had, simply because it had a finish. I feel like if that second match had gone to a finish, it would have been the stronger of the 2. Mm-hmm. But this one had a finish, and I prefer when my matches have finishes. I'm old school like that. But anyway, this was a strong match. Belair used her physicality to dictate the pace early on. Nikki Cross made a comeback, used her resourcefulness, and her crazy style. And they went back and forth after that. After Belair cut her off, Belair, very impressive physical specimen with her strength and agility, hitting gorilla presses. And eventually she won with her torture axe slam, reverse torture axe slam, and KOD, I guess it's called.
Yeah.
And we have a winner.
We have a winner, yeah. I think if you go back and you look at my opinions on Belair early in her career, I was a little concerned. But I mean, this is the point of developmental.
Developmental is for them to develop, yeah.
So she's a lot better. I also appreciate her being like another strong women's wrestler whose thing is like that she's strong. It will make a good,
who's actually
if she
strong?
moves up when she's ready. Huh?
Who's actually strong? Not just big.
Yes. She's more of a Charlotte than a Nia. And that will be a real asset if she decides to go up and not, jump over to AEW.
I feel like she's going to be a big star on the main roster.
Yes.
I know we use the phrase can't miss a lot, and they somehow manage to miss on almost all of them. But it's hard to screw up Bianca Belair. She's got a very unique look. She's got a great gimmick with the hair whip. And she wrestles well and is a very impressive physical specimen. So I don't see many ways you could screw her up other than book her like a geek, which they've managed to do with several of the people they've called up. Women in particular. They took Asuka and for a long time turned her into just another girl.
Yeah. If they just, I could... All they would need to do to prove her prowess and her marketability is to do like a big Haas match with her and Charlotte. Female version of a Haas match.
You know what they could do? A great way to get her over, because people still talk about this spot. You recreate... I'm sure she can do it. She seems like she's strong enough. But you recreate the Cesaro Big Show moment at the inaugural Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You have her dump out Nia Jax to win the whatever they're going to call the Women's Battle Royale at WrestleMania this year, and then use that as her transition to the main roster if you feel she's ready. And if not, just that's a moment that she'll have recognizable with the main roster audience that they can play in video packages when they bring her up.
Yes. Good planning. Never happened.
No, it's not going to happen. She'll get dumped out in the first 10 minutes and Nia Jax will win.
Alexa Bliss will tie her hair into the ring and then kick her and she'll look like a geek.
Probably. Fabian Eichner, former Evolve champion.
Marcel Bartel.
Now packaged in a tag team with Marcel Bartel, wearing plain black gear, a leather jacket, a toothpick, and they wrestled Hudson and Watts, which sounds like a bad buddy cop pairing from the 1980s.
Mm-hmm. This is the they're the champ of the jobbers. If that's the vibes they were giving off. We're the really good jobbers. We get our names in here.
Yeah, they were Watts in particular was quite impressive. They got a little more offense than I expected. I thought this was going to be a quick squash where they got no offense in, but they got some offense, not a lot. Eichner and Bartel got a solid 85% of this match. There was a really impressive spot in here. Really, the most noteworthy part of this was Eichner whipped Watts into the ropes and then went for a pop-up Styles Clash. And Watts leapt high into the air. Like this fucker's head touched the ceiling. That's how high it got. And then he caught him in a Styles Clash position, but there was some reversals. Eventually, Eichner and Bartel won with a powerbomb German suplex combo that looked kind of weird.
It needs a little work, but
timing,
it has the potential to be really cool looking.
Yeah, timing wasn't quite there. It's kind of like Grand Amplitude, American Alpha's finish. Moves that end with a German suplex assisted from another move generally don't look great or horribly unsafe. There's like no middle ground there. You can either do it in a way that's safe and it looks kind of shitty, or you just kill a fucker. And this isn't the 80s anymore. We can't kill these jobbers like they did in fucking NWA WCW.
God damn it, medical insurance. This is the outcomes of medical insurance. You can't just destroy a man on Wednesday night.
This is what's wrong with the business. We need to bring back disposable jobbers.
I feel there's a bubble right now when I'm looking at the roster and what everyone's doing. Hair on my tongue. When you look at the roster, there's like this bubble of guys who they've got a couple matches, but they haven't quite slotted into all the goings on of NXT. I'm thinking like Dijak, Keith Lee, Matt Riddle's doing it a little bit. Fabian Eichner. I was going to say Michael Eisner. Marcel Bartel. It's just a few of them, but yeah. They're getting ready. They're in the batter's box. Yeah, they're on deck.
They're on deck. This is how NXT has operated for years now. They have their core group of guys, and they sign these guys, and they get them on TV a couple times. They maybe do a job or two, like Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish debuted in matches against Aleister Black. They were people they fed to Aleister Black during his undefeated streak, and then they came back, and they're doing what they're doing now. They kind of phase people in gradually. The problem has been is they haven't really called up many people for a while now. So these guys have kind of been stuck in purgatory or sent to do Evolve shows. So now they're starting to kind of phase in. I think Eichner has more potential as a single star than he does in this tag team with Bartel, but I could be proven wrong. But yeah, now people are getting called up. They're calling up 6 people. They're calling up Lars. They're calling up EC3. They're calling up Lacey Evans, which I'm happy I don't have to sit through a fucking forced push. They're calling up Heavy Machinery, and they're calling up Nikki Cross. So that's 6 people they can now move in from the on-deck circle into the thing. It looks like Keith Lee is getting involved in this Cassius Ohno thing, and it seems as if who else is getting mixed in? I think or they've aired packages for well, he's not Dijak anymore. He's what, Djokovic?
Yeah, Djokovic.
Yeah, he's had his first match actually under that name.
Saw it. And of course, on the women's side, Io Shirai is going to start going ham.
Yeah. That's actually thinking about, I forgot to mention this when we talked about the Cross Belair match. That's a weird fucking takeover match. Baszler and Belair.
Oh yeah.
That's ostensibly heel versus heel, and you've kind of booked yourself into a corner here. Because do you? I mean, I suppose you could do a cheap DQ finish, but then you do a cheap DQ finish, and everyone's upset. Uh, but do you want to end Bianca Belair's undefeated streak already? I mean, do you take the title off of Shayna? I don't really know how you.
It's a little bit of a conundrum, and these things happen. Um,
They usually
and
find a way out of them.
yeah, and sometimes they're just like, this is where we're blowing our wad here, boys.
Yeah, like when they ended Aleister
But
Black's
I will
undefeated
say,
streak
in
on
any
free
case,
TV.
trading out Lacey Evans for Io Shirai is,
That's a solid upgrade.
oh yeah.
She'll do fine for herself on the main roster. I'm sure she'll get a big push because she's tall, blonde, and has big tits. That's the Vince McMahon body.
And just the right amount of mannishness.
Yeah.
The seps. Man loves his seps.
Man does love his seps. EC3 wrestled Adam Cole with the Undisputed Era out there. This match was not very good. EC3 is...
The main thing about this match is I forgot how loud Bobby Fish was. I was
fucking loved Bobby Fish on the outside. My favorite part of this match is EC3's like, say my name, EC3. He hits the ropes and you can hear Bobby Fish scream, I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. I thought they just had the directional mic focused like behind the ring. I was like, God damn, audience, come on. You're a little off here, but like, oh, it's Bobby Fish. And I immediately, I was like, I rescind this. I'm okay with it coming from you.
Fantastic. Bobby Fish was my favorite part of this match because the wrestling wasn't very good. Adam Cole was fine, but EC3 looks like $1 million, wrestles like a cool 20. And
He's ready to go.
I don't think he's going to get any better. He was in TNA for like a decade, and this is where he's at. This is...
Mm-hmm.
But he undeniably has charisma. He can cut a good promo, and he, like I said, he looks like $1 million. So he's main roster ready.
Yeah.
He does the job on his way out. Undisputed Era did a triple distraction, and EC3 ended up eating a super kick and a last shot for the pin. Goes out on his back. God bless Marinallo for trying to convince us that EC3 still has his eyes set on championship gold in NXT because we don't know the table of his call-up. Bless your heart, Morrow. I know you're doing your job, but just no.
Sweet. And then War Raiders come in, and they do great.
They clear the ring.
Hanson makes me feel good about my life.
They hit the fallout on O'Reilly and stand tall, meaning they will not be winning the tag titles at TakeOver Phoenix. That's going to be an interesting match. The War Raiders are very good, but the dynamic between them and the Undisputed Era is kind of tricky.
Right.
The Undisputed Era has had matches with the Authors of Pain. They were among the weaker matches of their title reign. So I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I'm confident in saying they will be better than the matches they had against AOP. They'll work like chicken shit heels, and hopefully,
I think between this and the War Games, I think War Raiders have kind of demonstrated that they can work at a nice brisk pace. Which,
it's not.
It's something I don't remember the Authors of Pain as having as part of their assets.
That's true.
They were moderately fat. They were moderately, quick on the go, but
they weren't lumbering.
Right.
But I would not say that they, like, Hanson and Rowe can work with the little guys and keep up with them. It all depends on how they structure the match. If they we're real big, and they do a big guy little guy match where the little guys are the heels, that's where it's tough. Big guy little guy match is a very established archetype. There's a lot you can do with it, but usually it works best if the big guy is the heel and the little guy is the baby face. Doesn't work so well the other way around. See Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, where Nia Jax was the babyface.
Oh God.
And we got 2 unbelievably awful matches out of it. One of which was on WrestleMania.
Oh.
Not the pre-show, the main card.
Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes.
Yeah, and it went like 10 minutes if I remember. So, that's 10 minutes that AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura could have had to make their match a little bit better. But no. We need for 6 foot, 275-pound Nia Jax to overcome the incredible odds of 5 foot 2, 86-pound Alexa Bliss.
And thus began what could be called, in the words of game reviewer Yahtzee Croshaw, I don't know his name, but whatever, a cock-up cascade, where just one domino throughout the rest of everything.
So that was NXT this week. It was quite frankly, a missable show. If you did not catch it, I would say watch the Gargano promo and the Belair-Nikki Cross match, and luckily for you, they come right after each other. So
yeah,
watch the first 25 minutes, and I think you'll be good to skip the rest.
4D booking.
Yeah. Overall, I'd give this show a thumbs in the middle.
I guess we'll be coming to you on Tuesday, UK Takeover.
Yes, Takeover Blackpool Tuesday. Until then, be well, and we will talk to you after a bit.
Peace.